So all of that power is great, and he's knocked people out. I just have to avoid that one shot for 8 rounds, and I believe that I can do that. So when I'm bouncing around the ring, jabbing, weaving, and doing all of these things, I know I can pick him apart and score points and make this a very, very big contest.
No shit, I saw it. And I don't give a Sure, he's looking good. Sure, he's looking all of that. Oh, he's dropping people. He's fast. So the fuck am I. People want the truth.
Chin's gone.
But he's still Anthony Joshua.
Which is stiff and no rhythm, no skill, just power.
You're serious about fighting him?
Yeah.
This is the first time where Jake is in real danger. Say what you want about money and prizes and everything else, this is going to end badly.
Jake Paul has responded to Anthony Joshua's newest training clips, confidently saying he would beat Joshua without much trouble. He brushed off AJ's workout by calling it ordinary and not impressive at all. Jake insisted that the former heavyweight champion looks flat and overrated, repeating his claim that he's already on Joshua's level. His comments immediately stirred up social media, sparking fresh arguments about whether Paul's self-belief is pure delusion or bold ambition.
Love it. I would love it. I'd love to walk into the Lion's Den and have everyone saying fuck Jake Paul and then knock someone out like he did tonight. So we'll see what happens, but I know I can do it.
Who's that someone?
Anthony Joshua.
I know there's been a lot of noise today about a certain Tyson Fury placing £1 million on you to knock Anthony Joshua out if that fight's made. What's your response?
Jake Paul has officially begun his training camp for a potential fight with Anthony Joshua, and his confidence is higher than ever. He's been loudly insisting that he can defeat AJ with ease, taking shots at Joshua's chin, calling out his timing, and dismissing his overall ability. Paul says Joshua's fighting style is predictable, and he believes this matchup is his opportunity to show that he deserves a place among the heavyweight elite. Paul has been relentlessly taunting Anthony Joshua, saying he's too simple to beat and even questioning how tough he really is. On his podcast, Paul claimed that Joshua has no chin and labeled him stiff and lacking skill. And he's not just saying this for attention, he genuinely seems convinced that Joshua is vulnerable. Paul is using that belief to push the idea that this fight could be the moment that changes how the boxing world views him.
No chin, he's stiff and he's got no rhythm.
What a fool. What an absolute idiot. He's going to get absolutely annihilated. If this is real, he's going to get absolutely annihilated. And, you know, who can blame Joshua? Who could blame him? Offering him this guy for 40 or 35 million. It's unbelievable. Put it that way.
At a recent press conference, Paul defended his mindset openly, saying that he has reached this point in his career because of something he calls his delusional optimism. He acknowledged that many people doubt him, but he argued that his rock-solid self-belief is what has pushed him forward, even when everyone expects him to lose. To Paul, what others see as delusion is actually a strength, a kind of inner drive that makes him believe he can surprise the world at any moment.
Fighting Anthony Joshua in less than a month. Why are you doing this?
I like to challenge myself. I like to take on the biggest, the best. I said anyone, anytime, any place. I truly mean that. And I'm here to go out there and shock the world. I know what I'm capable of. I see him and what he's capable of. And we're gonna go to war and we'll see the best man that will win. But people say, oh, he's out of his mind, all of these things. I've gotten to where I'm at today because of delusional optimism. And so it's delusion until it's not, because look at where we're sitting today. No one ever thought that this would be possible, that we would be here when I first started boxing, and no one thinks I'm gonna win, so join.
Paul remains convinced he can defeat Anthony Joshua, pointing to what he believes are clear weaknesses in Joshua's latest performances. On his podcast, Paul said bluntly that Joshua doesn't have a chin, has no real skill, and looks stiff in the ring. He believes Joshua's recent knockout loss to Daniel Dubois showed a decline in his durability, and that this is the perfect time to go after him. Paul says his own unusual fighting style, growing confidence, and current momentum give him a real chance in what many see as a major risk. When asked about it, he doubled down repeatedly.
Jake Paul doing this? Well, I think it's because he genuinely believes there is a chance he can win this. I think he's calculated everything about Anthony Joshua's circumstances and he's gone, yeah, I actually think I can do this. I can leapfrog so many years of having to build and go through the ranks and do all that stuff by beating a shop-worn Anthony Joshua. And what are the factors in Jake Paul believing this? Well, it would be firstly that AJ received a loss in his most recent fight. Anthony Joshua's not been in the ring since September 2024, so over a year by the time him and Jake Paul get in the ring together. It will have been around 15 months. It was the manner of Joshua's loss where he looked terrible. He looked like a fighter that was well past his best. His timing wasn't there. He even looked a little bit chinny, dare I say. I mean, I still think he's got a good chin. The shot he took from Dubois was absolutely massive and would have knocked down many heavyweights. And he showed decent powers of recovery to get up and struggle through for as long as he did before his over-aggression and miscalculation with the type of shots he was using got him knocked out by Dubois. But if you're deluded enough like Jake Paul, then perhaps you look at that and go, he landed a massive right hand on Joshua's chin. Why can't I do the same? I believe myself to be a very big puncher. And it's that old saying, isn't it? You know, you shoot for the stars, you might at least land on the moon. And I think that's kind of why Jake Paul's maybe got to where he is in life, because he does have too much self.
Jake Paul is treating this fight as a make or break moment, what he describes as Judgment Day. He believes this matchup could finally prove that he deserves recognition as a real boxer. For Paul, a win over Anthony Joshua wouldn't just be another big fight, it would be the ultimate statement that he belongs at the top level of the sport. He argues that by going up against a true heavyweight and a former world champion, he's showing he isn't afraid of real challenges. And according to Paul, once he beats Joshua, every doubt disappears. As he put it, no one can deny me.
Fight a real boxer. They said, fight someone your size. They said, fight a world champion. We looked at a long list of supposed fighters for me to the world. Make no mistake, this is the biggest fight of my career. I'm walking into the lion's den. I'm doing something that no one else has ever done before. I, Jake Joseph Paul, will knock out, defeat, and embarrass Anthony Joshua Friday, December 19th, live on Netflix. My voice cracked, I'm still going through puberty. The biggest fight of 2025. USA versus UK. He's got the belts, the size, the history, but I have the balls. Be careful what you wish for. Jake versus Joshua, Judgment Day. He has a 90% knockout ratio, but I have a 100% chance of.
Anthony Joshua, a proven heavyweight champion, has shown year after year how dedicated he is to perfecting his craft. His training schedule includes intense strength work, serious conditioning sessions, tough sparring with high-level opponents, and a strong focus on both physical and mental preparation. Joshua has never avoided challenges. He has stepped into the ring with elite fighters, including Alexander Usyk, the former undisputed cruiserweight champion and a major threat in the heavyweight division. Their first fight in September 2021 at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium ended with Usyk winning by unanimous decision, outscoring Joshua with sharp precision and clean technique.
The belts were finally out of my possession, which I was expecting to win. It just kind of tore me apart, and that's raw emotion live on your screen. Obviously, looking back, could I have dealt with things better? Yeah, of course, but at the time that wasn't the priority. It was just outpour of emotion.
There are so many athletes we're seeing across gymnastics, cricket, rugby and football that have taken time out of their sport to deal with their mental health before coming back in. Did you at any point in that period think, I need to take an extended break away from boxing before coming back in?
It wasn't the fact I needed to take a break. You know what it was? I actually watched a lot of fighters, they've taken time out of the game for those reasons as well. And I think, okay, if they've done it, I should be doing it. But I got to look at myself as an individual. And what it is, I feel like if I take time out, I'm letting everyone catch up.
While Jake Paul has shown solid athletic ability and a strong commitment to training, his experience still doesn't compare to seasoned professionals like Joshua. Paul's sessions, although intense, have mainly focused on building his stamina and improving fundamental boxing skills. Right now, opinions are split into two clear groups regarding the Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua matchup. On one side, many people are confident that AJ will win easily. They say Joshua still has the power, ring experience, and size to knock Paul out without trouble. After all, he's a two-time heavyweight world champion, and ignoring his punching strength could be a major mistake. On the other side, a growing group believes Joshua isn't the same fighter he once was.
Back on The Weight Concept presented by The Ring Magazine, and today, folks, I want to talk about one word: delusion. It exists to a degree I don't think I've ever seen in any other combat sports athlete, maybe Conor McGregor, but I don't really see it even that level when we're talking about what Jake Paul is going to try to do versus Anthony Joshua. Not just beat him, but in Jake Paul's own words, and we'll get into it in a second, he wants to and thinks he will knock Anthony Joshua out cold. And I think a lot of things are happening right now. People are on one end of the spectrum saying Anthony Joshua is going to flatline Jake in under 30 seconds, and if it goes past that, then AJ's a fraud and his time in the sport is done. I don't necessarily agree with that, and I'll explain why later. The other side is going, you know what? Jake might actually catch AJ. Jake might actually shock everyone because AJ got put down in his last fight. He got put down by Andy Ruiz. He's been hurt in a couple of different fights at this point. Maybe his chin's completely gone, and Jake has the speed and power to still put him down, even at the level Jake is currently residing in, which is only being in the sport for 5 years. I don't really agree with that either. I'm somewhere in the middle, but I'll say this. That word delusion I just talked about a second ago, it's Jake's biggest strength. It's the reason he's even in this fight with AJ. It's the reason that he's gotten as good as he has in the short amount of time he's been boxing. But maybe more importantly than that, this may be where his delusion finally leads to the end of Jake Paul's career. Because delusion in this business can get you hurt real bad. And I think for the first time, Jake Paul's delusional idea about how good he is in the sport and what he can do may have led him a bit too far. This is the first time where Jake is in real danger. Say what you want about money and prizes and everything else.
What's your take? Do you think Jake Paul actually has a chance against Anthony Joshua, or is AJ still far too strong for him? Share your thoughts in the comments below.